we continue with our class, Women's Guide to Practical Halachah. And we start with Sefer Chofetz Chaim. Big topic is the same tell us for the subject's benefit. So for the benefit of that person. Okay. And today's topic is avoiding flattery. Even when there is a permissible to speak negatively for a constructive purpose, one must avoid insincere flattery. It is forbidden to be critical of someone when he is not present, yet demonstrate approval of his behavior in his presence. If this concern is that the person's feeling not be heard, then the solution is to express respect and concern for him as a person, but clear disapproval of his behavior. Okay, let's read it again and try to explain. It's a lot of said here. So just to remind us, flattery is one of the 4 categories that Shechina is not going to come in their company. So that's how bad the flattery is. That's how HaShem hates it. Okay. So we're talking about a person behind somebody's back. He's speaking Lashon Hara. In his face, he's trying to find favor in that person's eyes. So one more time. Even where it is permissible to speak negatively for a constructive purpose, right? So he's not doing anything forbidden. One must avoid insincere flattery. It is forbidden. Okay. So continue. It is forbidden to be critical of someone when he is not present, yet to demonstrate approval of his behavior in his presence. So meaning behind his back, according to what we started to say, so it is allowed to say something negative. Okay, so it's not considered to be Lashon Hara, but just keep the same line. So don't be like hypocrite and say something different in his face. If the concern is that the person feeling not be heard, right, then the solution is to express respect and concern for him as a person, but clear disapproval of his behavior. So, and that's what Rambam actually teaches us many times. So we try to separate person from his actions. Okay, sometimes it's not so easy to do because, as we learn also in Rambam, behavior of the person affect his character and mold his or her character, and after that it becomes part of him or her. So it's not so easy to do, but we have to try, right? Person and in his behavior. If one is certain that reproof will be ignored, and therefore prepared to publicize the person's behavior as an attempt to induce him to change his ways, one must nevertheless approach the sinner first, as so not to be suspected of insincerity. Okay, so that's a very interesting case. So the guy is ready to go against someone else in public. So before you do that, try to approach and try to speak to that person. Anyway, is actually one of the steps that you try, or before publicizing the issue, or you try, or you ask somebody else to try. Maybe somebody that is close to that person. Okay, so and it's very often it's better route to ask somebody else that is close to him, to that person. So, for example, somebody just asked me 10 minutes ago to talk to somebody on somebody else's behalf. I mean, I think for me it's easy to do, but for that person it would be mission impossible. So it's always a good idea to ask somebody else. Of course, somebody reliable that can convey your message. Okay, so continue. In the above case, where it is clear that the person will not be moved by rebuke, one can remove the need for the first speaking to him by dispelling any possible suspicion concerning one's own sincerity. So in the cases, what he's saying, so even in the cases when the other party is not going to take any rebuke, so there are some people like that, maybe because of the rebuke, maybe because they do not acknowledge the issue, or maybe they have excuses because why they behaving like that, or they don't like you, period. Whatever you say, they're not going to listen to, right? Continue. For example, if one speaks against the perpetrator in public in the presence of three, rather than speaking to individual members of the community in private, it becomes clear to all that the speaker could not be attempted to gain favor with the perpetrator by showing acceptance of his behavior. Meaning that, as we're going to see, there is some exception, in which case Halachah allowed, but Chofetz Chaim is going to say it's not such an easy case to speak in front of the three. Just to remind us quickly, what is it speaking in front of the three? So when person speaks in front of the people, he understands that information is going to get to the subject soon, very soon. Because why? People cannot keep secrets. Okay. But if he would speak one-to-one, so it's maybe not. Okay. Similarly, if the speaker is known to be zealous and outspoken and would not be suspected of flattery, he could resort to private discussions. Meaning that he, okay, so he's not suspected of flattery, meaning to speak one thing in the face of this perpetrator, and behind his back speak something differently. Also, it is clear that the perpetrator is a difficult personality, and publicly criticizing his behavior could be dangerous. Then one may speak against him in private without fear or personal suspicion. Okay. So again, suspicion in what? For those just join us, suspicion that we are liars, we are not like flatterers. That's the biggest issue. Okay. Stop here. Sorry. Okay, so we continue Halachos of women. So let me quickly check what chapter. Oh, okay. The chapter is Sheimos. So Sheimos is what material we have to bury, right? If it has Hashem's name. So next one, a substitution in writing. In order to avoid writing Hashem's name, we sometimes use the certain Hebrew letters to represent it, such as two letters Yud or the Yud Hey. Okay, this letter may be erased only if there is a great need. However, they may not be treated with disrespectful manner, and therefore may not be thrown into trash. It's actually from Igras Moshe. Okay, and etc. etc. So meaning everybody knows. Everybody knows that Yud means Hashem's name, right? And it's not Hashem's name, but since it is a substitution of Hashem's name, we don't throw it in the trash. Okay. Then next one, actually somebody asked last time, but we said we're going to postpone. So here's another case. On phones or computer screens. Many people have Tehillim or a Siddur downloaded to their phones. Shiurim are also available on both audio and video versions. The question arises, how the Halachah views Hashem's name when it is written on a screen or recorded on any device. Is it permissible to turn off the screen or erase a word? Or erase the words? I'm not sure. Okay. Is it permissible to delete or turn off the Shiurim if Hashem name was said during them? So meaning recording, right? I mean, okay, so let's see. Although some poskim are hesitant to permit the screens to be erased, the practice is to be lenient. We rely on those who maintain that the phones may be turned off and the screen may be erased because the action are not viewed as erasing Hashem's name. Piski Teshuvah. Piski Teshuvah, I think it's Rabbi Belsky. Let me quickly check if it is here quickly. That's not. One second. No, he does not have names. Okay, no problem. So the bottom line, I'm not sure why would somebody erase Tehillim. I mean, if somebody downloaded the whole Tehillim, okay, so you just delete the file. That's one thing, but to erase specifically name, I'm not sure why would somebody do that. Turn on the phone, no problem. And again, so if you downloaded the Shiur, you can delete it. Should be no problem. So one of the things that I understand that this Halachah, as our sages always say, so our rabbis cannot like bestow Halachah upon us, like a decree, not Halachah, but decree Gzeira that we cannot handle. So because in a sense it would be putting stumbling block in front of the blind if they say you are not allowed to close the screen because there is it was article with Hashem's name in it. So that would be too much. Okay. Continue. Next one in schoolwork. Teachers, teacher in particular, often deal with the question of psukim from the Torah written on paper, even if they do not contain name of Hashem, but it's still Torah, doesn't matter, right? This paper must not be treated with disrespectful manner and may therefore not be brought into the bathroom or thrown directly into the trash. It's actually from Shulchan Aruch Yoredei and Mishnah Brura. Okay. Therefore, one should not write or print psukim on pages that will probably treat it disrespectfully. So all of these brochures that they print, that's a huge issue, right? Unless they distribute among the people who know these halachas and would treat it respectfully, bring back, for example, they read a brochure like Kuntris or something, and they would Kuntris. Right, in Kuntris is like short essay, right? So it could be no Hashem's name in there completely, right? But still would be he would quote from a Talmud, from Chumash, from everywhere. Okay, so not allowed to treat disrespectful, meaning you have to put in gniza. This is the case even if quotation is not full pasuk, right? Okay, just sometimes we care about only half of the pasuk. Okay, even 4 words from the pasuk warrant these precautions. Additionally, even when 2 or 3 words warrant them. So I mean, because we know the rest of the verse. As long as the words make sense, standing alone, and unnoticeable from the pasuk in Tanakh. Okay, so meaning even 2 words, if it says Shema Yisrael, I mean we know what the verse is talking about. Okay, so just because it's not complete verse does not mean that we can put it in the garbage. Psukim, even without Hashem's name, have holiness. Many times a pasuk, so pasuk I would say here they mean from Tanakh. Okay, a pasuk will be written on a board to teach the students. May those be erased. Paskim write that they're allowed to be erased since they initially intended to remain there temporarily. Okay. I'm not sure why they would need to write it on the board. I'm not sure. It is especially important to be careful not to write the actual name of Hashem on a board, because then one is not permitted to erase the name. And some people who get inspired by tshuva, right? Sometimes they would tattoo the name of Hashem, Yud K Vav and K, right, on their body. That's stupidity at the best. And then they ask what to do, but there is not much that you can do. So you're not allowed to erase, and you're not allowed to go to the bathroom. I mean, since a person has no choice, of course he can go to the bathroom, but that's people are very interesting. Okay, continue. Temporary usage. So from what we said, so even half of the pasuk is a problem. So you cannot just throw out into the recycling even, right? So recycling would be more respectful way, right? When you put with all of the other papers, it's more respectful way, but still it's a way of destroying. Doesn't matter. So of course it's not a denigrating way, but still you destroy. Okay, continue. Temporary usage. Parasha sheets and homework. Children bring home parasha sheets, homework, and Hebrew tests papers regularly. These are made to be used only once or twice. The poskim discuss at length the term kurkitin, which means raw drafts. Okay, this term refers to the documents that could not last long, a long time, but intended to be temporary. Although there are various opinions as to whether these sheets have the kedusha, one may rely on putting the sheets into bag and putting back into a trash. I'm not sure. He said, he gives the sources. I'm not sure how is it possible. I would say just collect all of them and bury them, or pay somebody to do that. It's not so much. Like even if you have from a child for the whole year, so you're going to pay around $40, $50 tops. It's like for even like a full box, it's not going to cost more than that. Okay, or you can do it yourself, but to rely on this lenient opinion, I mean, he said that he see it, okay, somewhere at length. Okay, continue. Invitations. When choosing the invitation for wedding or bar mitzvah, parents should prefer not to put psukim onto those invitations. This is because the invitation generally discarded in disrespectful way, right? This invitation for a wedding. Some feel it is permitted if there are only 2 words on each line. 2 words on each line. And the words are therefore not read together as one verse. So it's from Igras Moshe. Very interesting. However, it is still preferable not to have any psukim on invitations. Poskim write that printing a pasuk in the shape of the arch does not change the halachah. Ginzei HaKodesh. Okay, so that's the book Ginzei HaKodesh. So basically, there are invitations to wedding. So I'm not sure why would they need to write pasuk. Just say we want to see you at this and this time and this and this place, and that's it, right? So some people say 2 words on one line, 2 words on another line, and somehow it might make it kosher. But others say even if you write like an arch, it's still not allowed. And you see some invitation they do write like an arch. Very interesting. Continue. One who does receive an invitation with a pasuk on it should either put it in Sheimos or place the invitation into a bag and then put it in trash. So meaning in the bag in the trash, so meaning it's more respectful way. But I would say just put it in Sheimos. What does it cost you? You understand? Unless you get 200 a year, or I don't know, 500 a day. I don't know. There are some people they go to weddings like almost every day. I'm not sure like why would they do that. Continue. Magazines and newspapers. Popular Jewish magazines and newspapers often have divrei Torah in them. That's a biggest issue. The Halachos of Sheimos apply to Divrei Torah overall, even if they are written in a language other than Lashon HaKodesh. So meaning, as we discussed with someone today, I think, right? So even if you have your own notes, you are listening to a Shiur, you are reading a book, make your own notes on, and you have a notebook or something, right? Taking notes, let's say complete sentences, and it's not like few words just to remind yourself about the idea, but complete thoughts. So you're not allowed to put it in a recycling or in a garbage, right? And needless to say, this Jewish magazines or Jewish newspapers. So of course there is like advertisement there, about this and that, like commercials, but there are story about tzaddikim, and there are like Dvar Torah on a parsha, this and that, about holidays, like all of the like interesting stuff, right? And about Judaism. So it's not a halachah. Sometimes like what bracha to say this and that. Like it's not so simple. So, but many people treat it very leniently, which is not right. So and he's saying even if it's written in different language, in your own language, in your first language, it's still not allowed. Does not matter. Why? Because the thought is a thought of the Torah. So it's not only in Hebrew. Continue. Other magazines and newspaper include the category of kirkutin, since they are not meant to be kept at any length of time. So a kirkutin, just to remind us, it's like something like that was printed or done for a temporary use. So I'm not sure how is it different if there is a Torah thought, so don't do it. Many feel that the publication should be put into the Sheimos, since they contain the Divrei Torah. Here again, so what we do, we just cut out these articles, and it's not so many. So you're not going to put the whole magazine into the Sheimos, right? But only some pages, or maybe from the whole magazine, I don't know, like 7 pages, 10 thin pages. So it's not a big deal. So one more time, many feel that the publication should be put into the Sheimos, so completely, okay, since they contain Divrei Torah. Here again, however, one may rely on those who maintain that they can be put into back and left at the curb. So the other will put them into the sanitation truck. Okay, meaning that some kind of indirectly. Okay. In many homes, Jewish magazines and newspapers are often left on the floor. This publication may be left on the floor if the following 2 conditions are met. First, the publication is not one that designated exclusively for the Torah. Second, it is not open on a page of Divrei Torah. That's okay. So let's try to understand. So he said there is a leniency according to some poskim. So you personally don't put it into the garbage or something, right? But you leave it in a bag for sanitation. The department will take it. Very interesting. So you just left it there, but it's inevitable that that's what's going to happen, and that's the result that you wish. I'm not sure how it makes sense, but that's there is an option like this. Okay, and next one is magazines. Again, why would you leave it on the floor? As a if children play, maybe it's a children magazine. That's a different story. But if it's adults, so don't leave it on a newspaper. Don't leave it on the floor. At least they say don't leave it on if it's not exclusively to the Torah. But no magazines are exclusively to the Torah, right? Very interesting. Okay, so continue. Children's book that words of Chazal and Halachah are considered designated for Torah. they must be put into the Sheimos when worn out, and it's not permitted to leave them on the floor. So a children's book, it's exactly the same story from Chumash, right? But written like in bigger print for children to understand. So absolutely, it's not allowed. It's still Torah, not allowed to leave it on the floor, and not allowed to throw into recycling or something. Inspirational stories that teach Torah values need not to be put in Sheimos, provided there is no quotation, psukim, or chazal in them. So children's books about I don't know, some other kids and stuff like that. So, but many of them have the word HaShem in there. So it's not like it's totally like abstract. So continue. In the bathroom, one may sometimes bring magazine or other publication into the bathroom, even though there are pages in them that contain Divrei Torah and or psukim from Tanakh. The Halachah is that those pages must be covered at all times in a bathroom. One page covering is sufficient. It's actually from Shulchan Aruch. Yoredea 282:10. This halacha applies even if the name of HaShem is not found in those pages. So what he's saying, so you have this semi-religious magazine, right? So it has this, what is it? Some Divrei Torah in there, and some other articles. So they say that you can take, so if, for example, if before going to the bathroom, you open a page about some non-religious stuff, right, and you want to read in the bathroom, so since this word of the Torah on a partial, whatever, it's covered, even with one page, that's enough. So, okay, I mean, for me, it does not make sense. I would never do that, but I'm not sure why people need to play this fire. In my opinion, it's like playing this fire, all these things. On jewelry, a woman has a necklace or a bracelet that contain a pasuk. I'm not sure why would do that. Even without name of HaShem, such as pasuk she recites at the end of the Shmona Esrei, hinting to her name, must strike it under her layers of clothing when she enters the bathroom. Okay, so it's actually in our Siddur, like at the end of the Shmona Esrei, we have to say, not have to, it's not an obligation, but people who want, they can say this pasuk to remember their name, right? Because they say when person is brought to the judgment, he's so scared or she's so scared, people forget their names, right? Because you don't address yourself by the name, right? So other people address you, but it does not mean that you remember your name, right? So, but if you remember this pasuk, so you would remember your name. It's very okay. So, but she probably has on some jewelry, so she would put it like to hide it. Okay. Still not recommended. So today she hid it and tomorrow she forgets. Okay. Okay. Any questions on what we said about Sheimos?
Hold on.
Yes.
So what about taking a picture of the holy name and printing it out? Let's say, like, there's people that go on a trip to Israel and they take a picture in the background. There's the holy name written somewhere. How this picture has to be treated?
I mean, this picture, we said you can delete them, but better not to take such a picture. Pictures, that's a problem. 1 second, let me see. Too much light. 1 second. Okay. That's too much. Yeah. That's a problem. Basically, to have this what is it? the pictures, like art, that they say in Israel with all of the holy name, and there is Hashem's name in gold, and other like around all of this like beautiful writings. So there are names of angels. Of course, I don't know this name, but I showed one person. So somebody guy does not observe, unfortunately, but he knows this what is it, this Kabbalist, so who does not charge a lot for kameas. So he sent me these things. Of course, I did not know like Kabbalistic things. I sent it to somebody in Right Big, and he said, I do not know. Like, oh, it's some names of the angels. What does it mean? He did not know also, but it's better for this person who does not absorb much, not to touch it with his hands. Basically, it's better to go and bury somewhere else, but not to play with fire. And same like people bring to their house. Like, why would you like name of Hashem and all other things in your house, like in your living room? What if you walk there, or your children walk undressed, or you walk undressed? Like, you normal? You understand? So better not to play with fire. Okay. Any other questions about Sheimos? Okay.
Rabbi, I got a question.
Go ahead.
Okay, so if you go into the bathroom and a book contains the name Hashem, is there any can you recite just the specification on what type of Sefer this can be? If it's a magazine, newspaper, handwritten article, a tabloid, could you just go over that one more time?
Okay, so actually, so it's where there is Hashem's name, it's everybody understood, right? And even if it's substitution of Hashem's name, but everybody knows it's Hashem's name. So in many, like I have a bench or some, in my Berchas Hamazon, for example, there is no Hashem's name, right? There is Yud Yud. Okay, but everybody knows that Yud Yud is Hashem's name. I'm not sure actually why they put that, but that's a different story. Doesn't matter. So Yud Yud, or sometimes they would put Yud Hey, right? Also an issue. And plus, all of the Torah thoughts is a big issue. So according to some, like maybe it was when it was created to use only temporarily, maybe this, maybe that, they would say to put it like indirectly, so non-Jew would take it, and but you prepare for this non-Jew. I'm not sure how this. Why would you do that anyway? Like you live in the world, you still collect the Sheimos. Like of course, sometimes it's questionable, but many times it's not questionable. So what would happen? You have 5 more pages, 20 more pages. Why would you like? What exactly you saving? You understand? So I would say all of this. So we're trying to be careful with that. So even if you have magazine. I'm not sure we have this magazine, maybe, I don't know, 80 pages. I don't know how many pages, but my family likes to read. There are many articles. There's a recipe for women, this and that, some stories about tzaddikim, parsha, tehillim. Okay. So, and other stories, advertisement in this magazine, right? I don't read this, but okay. So, and so we just cut these pages. That's it. So it's like 10 pages per magazine. For like, what is the big deal? You understand? The rest you can throw to the garbage, to recycle and whatever you do. But the rest, it's better to bury even your own thoughts. You have your own, like you prepare your Dvar Torah that you're going to say over Friday night for your family. Right, you wrote down your thoughts that you heard, that you read, that you came up with. So that doesn't matter. It's still holy Torah thoughts. So you're not allowed to put it in the garbage. Okay. So even though there is no desecration of Hashem's name, because there is no Hashem's name there, but still it's disrespect to the Torah. That's two issues. Sometimes 2 together, but sometimes it's only one issue. Meaning disrespect to the Torah. Got it? Clear? Any other questions on what we said about Sheimos? So,
Rabbi?
Yeah, go ahead, please, go ahead.
What about like books that were written by heretics that have holy names? I've seen that some people kind of burn them, but I don't know if that's allowed.
Yeah. You can burn. I have a student. It's very interesting. He lives in Germany. Younger fellow. I'm not sure. I never asked him how old is he, but he's in a school, maybe 16, 17 years old. I'm not sure. Like and he sent me his questions from time to time, and he wants to buy Chumash, like from some time ago, right? So I don't know what Chumash to buy in Germany, but we have another team member who is from Germany. So I asked him. I said, please tell me what should I tell this guy. So it took him few days to figure out like where to buy, how to buy, like whatever. It's actually in different country. I think it's from Switzerland. It's easier, it's cheaper to get these kosher woods than buy in Germany. Okay, for whatever reason, still very expensive, like 5 times more than what we pay here. Just so you know how lucky we are, right? And not 5, but 3.5 times for sure. Right, but this young fellow said, no, 1 second. Before you send me, my father sent me. My father, I actually had these books from some time ago when he was trying to come back to religion, and he said, I almost fainted. These from these heretics, from the Enlightened movement from 1800s. You understand? So all of this reform stuff, it's still around. I say you can burn it for sure. You understand? Because even like in these Christians, right? So they have Old Testament, but when they were writing the name of HaShem, they actually meant Yoshka, 100%. I'm not sure how. I don't want to go into it how it's connected. HaShem was before Yoshka, but the Yoshka substituted HaShem. I don't want to go into it. It's a different story, but that's for them. For them, it's one and the same. So for sure, even though it is written as Hashem's name, that's not what they meant. They meant someone else. So we can burn these books, right? They don't have to burn, and that's what we advise all of our dear students who actually left this garbage. Right. Okay. Any other question? Yeah, you're welcome. Good question. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Yes, Rabbi. So, correct me if I'm wrong. So everything with holiness, you have to treat with respect.
Yes. That's a proper way to do. But there is what we said today. There is a leniency, some leniency, and I'm going to repeat again. Leniency, we try not to follow, but there is a leniency. If it was created temporarily for temporary use, right? Only for 1 or 2 times, and there is no Hashem's name, so they would put it in a bag, like a plastic shopping bag, to make it respectful, and throw in the garbage. So for me, it's I don't know, does not make any sense. It's not such a big effort to do it a proper way, to do like I don't know, the proper way. It's not like you have to go climb on a mountain and I don't know, like then try to reach the moon. It's not. Anyway, during your lifetime, you have during the year, you have all of these books that you don't need, like books or pamphlets, all of these things. Like once in 2 years, 3 years, if you pay a few dollars, what is going to happen to you? And plus, some people have I don't know, they go to the parks, to national parks. Some have summer houses. Right, so these people with a summer house, I said, there is no problem. Just dig somewhere in your backyard a hole and bury it, and that's it. So they actually did. They have a bush. It's a kind of bush, so nobody goes under the bush. Nobody is ever going to step there. So there is no problem. They bury under the bush all of the books. No problem.
Thank you, Rab.
You're welcome. But there is such an opinion exists, but we try again. So if it's absolutely necessary, you're in different country, and if you don't treat it respectfully, they're going to throw out. So I had one of my chavrusas actually. So he he went to the business trip, and he brought all his books with him. We learned, right? And then he calling me he's going crazy. Why? Because he left his books in a hotel, and now of course the cleaning lady, she does not know, right? So they did not throw the books, but they say, look, you have to pay us like $70 flat fee, whatever. If you lose their toothpick, or you lose the book. I mean, it's like company policy, whatever is it? It's $70, and they going to send you like whatever you lost it. And he said, am I obligated to pay for the book $70? Right? Of course, the book costs less than $70. So I told him, do you have any choice? You know exactly what they're going to do with the Jewish book. It's not because of the Jewish. I mean, what this lady from hotel is going to do with the book? Like what? She's going to take it home, put it on a shelf? No, she's going to throw it to the garbage. So of course you're obligated, okay, to save Hashem's name. $70, so let it be $70. You understand? So trying to be very, very careful with that. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Yeah, you're welcome. Any other questions? We'll continue. Okay, so let's continue a little more. So the next topic is ribis, and it's a big topic. So we actually learned it just recently in another class in Rambam. So ribis is an interest. It's an interest that we are not allowed to take, right? Not allowed to give, and not allowed to be a witness to the transaction. And ribis comes in all different ways. Okay. Ribis, the prohibition. The Torah tells us that it is forbidden to charge another Jew ribis, interest. Okay, here, interest, when lending him money. This applies even the borrower is completely compliant with the extra payment. And even if she offer it herself on her own volition, the halachah remains the same, even if the borrower gives an extra money as and describes as a gift. It's from Shulchan Aruch. Okay, so we live in a world of inflation, right? So somebody said, look, I need to buy this and that, I cannot afford it, but if you lend me $3,000, let's say, so I'm going to pay you back. So and time comes. Of course, $3,000 5 years ago you could buy more stuff than today. So today is so a person wants to pay you a little extra, just a compensation. Just $3,000 you can buy this and this and that, or you can pay like I don't know, 3 rents, let's say, right, three months of rent. So now you cannot. Right, so just to compensate you according to the rent or according to food or whatever, right? So it's not allowed. So if you borrow this amount, you must return that amount exactly, and the person cannot accept. So and even if you say no, I want to give you as a gift. So this gift, so she returned $3,000 and she sent I don't know, like she like I don't know, like food basket or something. Right? So it would be absolutely forbidden to take. Why? Because this food basket is, of course, it is connected to this loan, and it's absolutely forbidden to take as a ribis. Right? Even if she sends you every year like gifts, so it's not allowed to take. Because why? Because the only reason she gives or he gives because of this loan. Continue. So even you did not ask, they do on their own volition again, so you're not allowed to give and you're not allowed to accept. The halachah remains the same, even if the borrower gives an extra money, it described as a gift, right? The money or services or I don't know, whatever is it, whatever discounts, the company discounts, so it's all, it's not allowed. Moreover, during the entire duration of the loan, the borrower may not give a gift to the lender out of gratitude for the loan. So maybe like if it's they related, maybe like birthday gift or this gift or Rosh Hashanah, holiday gifts, if they were exchanged before, right? Let's say they're cousins, and every Pesach, before Pesach, they would exchange the gift. So there is no problem. But with Purim, it's a problem. When until now they would send me bottle of wine and 7 cookies, right? Not nice box. Now I lend them money and they send me like like give the cost $100. That's too much. That's too much. That's for sure. It's not allowed. So for duration of the loan. So one more time, moreover, during the entire duration of the loan, the borrower may not give the gift to the lender out of gratitude for the loan. So why? Again, in Halachah, it is interest. The same applies to the borrower performing a favor for the lender. So not only money, not only gifts, but even, so he said, no, you know what, go to vacation and I'm going to shovel snow for you, I'm going to walk your dog, this and that, I can take care. So, but this person never will shovel my snow, this person never walk my dog, this person never feed my fish or something, right? So never ever. So now, when he or she is offering this, guess what? So we're not allowed to take it. Continue. However, if the borrower and the lender are friends, and the gifts would have been given regardless of the loan, okay, as we said, it is permitted. So, but I would say the way we learned before. So it's like if it's on the same level. So if it's more than if you lend the money to your friend and now he's going to give you gifts more than was before this loan, so for sure you're not allowed to take. But regular gifts, I mean, so it was before loan, during the loan, after the loan, there is no problem. In other words, their relationship does not need to change just because it's outstanding loan. So okay. Therefore, women may do a carpool for a neighbor, even if she currently owns her money. Since there is a favor, neighbors commonly do for each other. Okay, so carpool, there is no problem. So even like a carpool, like, you would say, well, what's the problem? It's so innocent. No, it's not so innocent. It costs the person who drives the car money, costs them toll, gas, appreciation of the car, depreciation of the car and stuff like that. So I don't know, maybe insurance even, because they drive more miles, and if they would take your car, they would save some money. So all these things also could be an interest, right? Okay. So continue. Non-monetary ribis. So ribis is interest, but it's a nice word in ribis. The prohibition of paying interest is not only regarding money, but also regarding any object that is used up in borrowing. For example, a woman who borrows 2 eggs from her neighbor may not give back 3 eggs in gratitude for a loan. So she needed like crazy, like she's making cake. She's not going to go to the supermarket, stay in line and buy the dozen of eggs. So she needs only 3 for her cake, 2 for her cake. So she cannot repay more. Okay. And it's problem even problems of these eggs. So we actually had this case is from it's from Shulchan Aruch. So they say even like when you're borrowing from somebody, you borrowed 2 big eggs, right? And now you have to pay back. You don't have such a big eggs. You have smaller eggs. So two small eggs is not exactly as 3, but as a 2 that you borrowed. But 3 is a little too much. Is more than the 2. So what should you do? So that's the problem. So you cannot give 3 small one because they because it's going to be interest. Okay. So let me check time quickly. I think we can stop here. We did not finish, but it's very, very, very interesting topic, very involved. This ribis. Any questions on any topic? On this topic. Let's see.
Rabbi?
Yes, go ahead.
we're gonna make a question regarding Sheimos.
Go ahead.
What happens with, let's say, the texts from Muslim people? Because they're not considered idol worshippers, but yet their texts are not holy. But let's say they write something regarding, referring to God. Are we allowed to throw those texts away?
I think so, yes. Yeah, there is no holiness in them. Only Jewish texts are sacred. They still, they say it's the same, but it's not the same. You understand that the whole book that they use is like a made-up book to begin with. So there is no holiness in that book. Understand? So that's we have these clowns on our channel. Somehow they some disgusting commentaries actually come from these people. Unfortunately, I'm not sure. I don't go to their channels to comment. So sometimes we just block them. Right. Okay. Any other questions? Any topic? No one? Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Rabbi,
Yes.
so what happens if a righteous non-Jew writes, I don't know, something holy? Is it considered like you're supposed to treat it as respect to?
Yes, you have to treat it with respect. I mean, if he when he was writing, for example, HaShem's name, he have beautiful handwriting, let's say, right? And so we have to treat it with respect if that's what he meant. So if he's not Apikoris, if he's not for Yoshke and stuff like that, so yeah, we have to treat it with respect. Yes.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Yeah. So I mean, same as these books, these Jewish books. These Jewish books, not printed by Jews, right? Here they were publishers. They ordered these books, I don't know, in China or maybe someone in the US, even ArtScroll. Okay, but the original owner, original person who produces, they're non-Jews. But that doesn't matter because it was meant for holiness initially, so they have instilled holiness. Okay, very interesting. Any other questions? Okay.
Rabbi, I have a question about Lashon Hara. So let's say someone asks us for our opinion on some person or whatever, and we, for the sake of not saying Lashon Hara, we say, okay, I'm not gonna say anything because this may be Lashon Hara. Is that expression considered Lashon Hara too?
No, it's considered to be avak Lashon Hara. Avak is a dust Lashon Hara. Because why? Because these sentences can create a bigger issue. People have their crazy imaginations, right? You just say, I don't want to talk about it. So they would think like the worst things possible, right? So they try not to ever try to we're of this conversation like that. So I try to say I don't have in my opinion. I don't know enough to express my opinion. Okay, I don't listen. They ask me about the speaker. I say I don't know about the speaker. About one clown. They say I have the best rabbi. I don't ask anybody anything, right? So but this guy he's very he's like anti-missionary. So I went to his playlist and I say all of this about Christians, about Jewish catchy topics, this and that, the Satan, the Shmeitan, all these things, but not one class about the Jewish law. Zero, absolutely zero. So these guys say I have the best. I keep quiet. I just asked him. I asked this guy? Does he teach Halachah too? Maybe he has different class, maybe channel like separate. But what can you learn from him? That Yoshka is a clown. I mean, you need a rabbi for like how many lectures you can listen about it? Like you normal. You understand? But of course, I mean, we're trying to be very, very careful. The guy is in our channel, so I left him alone. Understand? But try not to people try to provoke you. So what do you say this and that? So and they sometimes they send me this text message, and I understand. So Rabbi Reuven Shlita told me a few times, long time ago. So he said, be prepared that this that somebody take you. You don't know who sent you the message. You have no idea, right? Sometimes. I mean, I know his name is Yitzchak. Yitzchak, maybe it's his made up name, right? So he can take your answer and he can play it out loud, right? I don't know, share with the whole world. So be very careful. Understand? So, okay. Any other questions? Comments? No one? Okay, so we can. Yeah, go ahead.
So I have a question about Zechariah. I was listening to a Shiur of Rabbi Mizrachi.
Yes.
He was telling that the translations of the Zohar or Kabbalistic texts about Genom, they are not accurately translated. Okay. So in Zechariah there is a word that is in Hebrew is Canaanite.
Okay.
The translation says trader, but the context of this prophecy is not about traders. So is this same case?
Same case is what? I didn't get what is that.
Because I heard that some translations are to avoid censorship or persecution. They don't translate it very precisely.
No, but until just recently, so nobody translate anything. So all of this censorship was done on a Hebrew text. And we actually in one shul where I used to pray, they had the books from immigrants brought to the States from when they just came. So some books from 1800s. 1850, many like Sidurim, so this owner stored it on a shelf separate. Of course, nobody used it, but I would like to see these books, very very old books, and there would be on all of them is stamp, right? It was stamped that in Poland or somewhere, most of them in Poland. They would they put the censorship. They actually check the whole book and they allow to publish. Yes. So, but it was only in what is it in Hebrew. So in English or in a different language, they translate the way that they want. And even I tell you what even different publisher, even different people translate it differently. So from Hebrew, and they're not trying to hide anything. So that's. So that's very important from which publisher you buy in the book. So some translate more poetic and some more literal. Yeah, you understand? So it could be like two different translations.
Because I was checking different translations, including the translation of the Christian Bible, and it says the correct word, which is Canaanite, but the Jewish translation it says traders, but the context of the prophecy of Zechariah to the end, chapter 14, it's talking about the destruction of all the nations in the world. So I was asking myself if this had to do with some kind of fear of persecution or the like.
No, I don't think so. The Hebrew word stays the same. It's only the translation, whatever they translate it, is different. I mean, they translate anything they want into to fit their own agenda.
Also, I was checking the commentary, but I couldn't find anything. But in Kabbalah explanation, in Kabbalah it says that that is the context of this prophecy. That is about there will be no more Canaanite nations in the after Gog or Magog.
Okay.
So,
I mean, one does not contradict another. I mean, it could be two different explanations. There is no contradiction whatsoever. But for example, if you read Ramban on a parsha, so he keeps most of the time the most simple explanation, right? And he gives his own explanation. This is unique to him. It's not connected many times to any other people before him, rabbis before him. It's his own logical explanation, what sounds better, right? And sometimes he goes deep inside, and sometimes there's sort of this Kabbalistic interpretation. That's too much. We're not going to translate it at all. So I mean, one does not contradict another. There could be two separate, two different opinions on what the word means, but it's the same idea, but from different angles. Okay.
thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
Rabbi?
Yes, Daniel. Go ahead.
So some time ago I asked a question about whether or not getting involved into someone's relationship, whether to tell them to divorce or not. And Kabbalah Rab told me not to get involved in this. There were like physical consequences around the whole thing. But what about if there's issues of witchcraft involved in the thing? Should I say or do something about it?
I mean, you can if you know for sure. So if you know for sure, so it's a witchcraft, and so some people find it funny, but witchcraft exists. Did not go anywhere. I mean, it's not as strong as it used to be, but it is there. So some people this don't believe in what is it in spiritual things. They're only very materialistic. So they just don't know what they're talking. So the witchcraft exists, and this the Satanists, right? They take this power from the impurity, right? It does exist. So if you know how, if that person is going to listen to you and not going to get you involved and say, no, how do you know? This guy told me. So don't if without finger pointing, and you can save somebody like one, and that person is going to listen to you. So it's better to run away from such a people who use this power of impurity. And of course, it's not right to stay with them. But again, if you have to double check or triple check your information and know what you're talking about, and of course that make sure that person is not going to listen to you, say yes, thank you very much, I'm going to do that, then stay with that person and not divorce. And guess what? The next fight they have 3 months later, and said, I always knew it. And you know who told me that you're not good for me? This guy, this my friend. He told me that you're not good for me. And you know why he said that you're not good to me? Because this and that. And they stand together, but this witchcraft, Chas v'Shalom, is going to redirect to somebody else without naming the names. You understand? So it depends what person you're talking about. So it was a case, and they brought to me, and I did not know what to do. So I asked Rabbi Rubenschlitt, and he told me not to say anything, because there is some people, they don't have a spine, they have such a weak character. If they tell them the truth, they're not going to do anything with the truth. So it's better for them not to know, right? So because why? They're going to use you as an agent, right? He told me, I did not listen. So now you listen. Now what? Zero. So don't get involved if such a person. If you know that person is going to listen to you, at least do his or her own investigation. That's a different story. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Yes, that's a good question. It's tough. So we have to so we try with this advice with the relationship. Don't jump to any conclusions. Just see first how that person in your mind is he going to if you know that person, for example, for a long time, if he's going to listen to you or not listen to you, that's very important. If not, so better not to get involved. So some people ask me questions. Somebody asked me a question. It took me some time. I thought about, and I gave them the answer. Actually, they leading me to that answer. And after they present all of the facts, I asked the question. So I said, yeah, maybe it's a good idea. And guess what they did? They did not do anything. Say, no, we just wanted to see if it's a good idea. So okay, don't waste my time. Good idea. Understand? So if people like that, so don't just leave them. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, exactly. Witchcraft is indeed a thing here in South America. It's very much more common than people would think.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and there's a lot of dangerous people out there that do strange things. So for the sake of acting accordingly, would it make sense to, let's say, research how much this person is within witchcraft? I mean, watch how much does the person knows, or perhaps in order to, I don't know, make the right decision.
I think so, but there's the witchcraft, the way I understand, and I was involved, not involved, but I heard. So there are groups. They go into the groups and they do all the seance and all the things. Not one individual. You understand? So even that person may be not knowledgeable, but the whole gang there is very knowledgeable. So I think our goal should be if that person, whoever we're trying to warn, if he or she is going to listen to or not. So that's our goal. So we're not against that person per se, but we're trying to save our friend or somebody close to us. That's the thing.
So would it be helpful to, I don't know, pray Leib for that person, or of course pray to HaShem?
Yes. Ask HaShem to open the eyes of that person. Right. So sometimes people they see they're there, but they do not notice. They do not notice what's going on, right, in their life. And then somebody just walks into the house. Especially women. Women are very good in that. So she just looks left to the right, this up and down. She looks at the lady of the house. You hear her eyes, how she's makeup, this and that, and she knows the whole story. You understand? So that's how the things work. And some people, they would go into this house for 20 years and they would not know a thing. What is different? So that's also have to be taken into consideration.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Any topic? Okay. So we stop here, and tomorrow we're going to continue with our Kitzur Shulchan Aruch class, same time. Thank you very much, and good night. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.